All right, let's talk about the New York Giants and what went wrong here against the Philadelphia Eagles. Daniel Jones ultimately got benched in this game, which is not ideal. So, what happened? What was the issue? Well, let's get into it. Obviously, it wasn't all Jones's fault. This is a tough spot here for Daniel Jones, I thought, in this game. A lot going wrong. Got to give credit to the Eagles defense, but like this play, for example, it's going to be, you see the concept on the screen. You have the only wide receiver to the offense is left, running a deep shot, trying to kind of push the corner and the safety further deep. Usually the tight ends route going more towards the sideline. That's the one that can get open on this play. However, for Jones, when he takes a snap, he looks over in that direction, and it's not open. This is well covered by Philadelphia. Down the field is double coverage. Hey, there is a check down kind of towards his right that could develop and could get open. So, all right, if you're Daniel Jones, no worries. First read isn't open. Let's just move on to the next read. Well, doesn't really have time for that. Gets hit immediately after and then gets sacked. This is what was happening a lot, is they weren't getting open, and they were making up for it by not blocking either, which was just a real issue for the Giants. Like, this play is an interesting play, where it's 3rd down and 3 right here. So, for the Eagles, they're once again going to be playing a zone coverage concept. And for the Giants, they have a concept that can beat this concept of you have a receiver running a more deep route that's going to go towards the sideline, another one running more over the middle. Kind of the idea is, hopefully the Philadelphia player who's closest in that area either stays deep or covers underneath, and you throw it to the other guy on this 3rd down and 3 situation. You don't need 3 yards here. It can certainly work. So on this one, it actually is working out. I mean, again, you can't really blame a lot of the players here because the tight end is about to get open. The concept works, so you can't blame the coaching here. Why doesn't this get complete? Well, again, look right there. That last play, okay, if the first read was open, it still would have worked. It still would have been complete. It's just Jones didn't have time to get to his second read. This play, I mean, he doesn't even have time to get to his first read on this one. As you see, I mean, just gets sacked, immediately. Doesn't even have a chance on that one. So that's just a play where, like, it couldn't have worked. He didn't have time. I don't know what Jones is supposed to do on this play. Like, it didn't happen. Stuff like this was another one where it's going to be a play action pass. Hey, play action. That's what you got to do, right? When things aren't working, guys aren't getting open consistently enough, let's run the ball a bit. Then we can run a play action, sort of, then try something off of the play action. Makes sense. Helps out the offensive line block. Totally, understand. But watch that Philadelphia Eagles player right here. Watch what he's going to do. As you see, he's blitzing on this one, and center picks him up, but it just doesn't matter. I mean, he's through anyway, and at this point for Jones, it's like, again, what are you supposed to do here? There's really nothing you can do. Jones gets clobbered, and that hurts not just because, like, okay, now it's 2nd down, but now you're in a 2nd down and long situation. They lost 10 yards, so now it's 2nd and 20, and your odds of converting are really small at this point when, if you had made that block, who knows, maybe they get a 1st down right here and you can get things going. So, huge play there. So, it's not just 3rd downs, it's also some of these plays. But heading over here, I want to be clear in that, like, okay, I'm making a lot of excuses for Daniel Jones, and again, I call it how I see it. If I think that the biggest issue is that the receiving core is being inconsistent and the offensive line just isn't blocking, then that's what I'm going to say. There were some moments that Jones could have been better in, though. On this one, it's 3rd down and 13, and you have a receiver on the outside running a deep shot. It's Malik Neighbors, so, hey, totally understand, down 14 points on a 3rd down and long. Not the worst idea to just throw one up to him. The issue, though, is that it's quarters coverage, so there is a safety in the area, and that's something you have to be aware of if you're Jones. Jones takes the snap, and he's going to decide to just, again, send a prayer, really, throws this one up. But, I mean, you see, it looks like the Eagles player is running the route. He's further past Neighbors than Neighbors is, so it's like, that's not a good situation in general. If this is a one-on-one matchup, it's probably one Jones should have pocketed, but especially with a safety in position. Watch, TJ Johnson actually lets up. He tries to help out his corner be able to make an interception because they had a play last week where they both went for the ball, CJ Johnson and a corner, and he accidentally knocked it away, because they were both going for the interception. Here, CJ Johnson, really good awareness, letting his teammate, who had the better shot at the ball, try and intercept it. Didn't quite work out, but either way, not a good decision there by Jones. There was no way that was going to work. And then you also have plays like this where what's going to happen is this is a 3rd down and 3 for the Giants. It's a zone coverage concept, and you see the route concept here, right? This more underneath route is the one that could potentially get open. Okay, again, 3rd and 3. Gotta start moving the ball down the field, down 14-3 early on in the second half. Jones takes the snap, and it's looking okay, right? Not great, but okay. Is there a little bit of a window here? I would say so. Jones tries it, and really, I mean, it's good defense by Philadelphia. I mean, sometimes you got to just give credit to your opponent, and like, I think that's a good job by the Eagles on closing on that play. So again, we can sit here and blame Jones and blame all this other stuff, but at the end of the day, guys just weren't winning, and guys on the Eagles were making plays, and guys on the Giants weren't. This was ultimately the last play Jones took in this game, and like, again, I don't know exactly what he was supposed to do on this play. It's a 3rd down and 7 here for the Eagles. Jones takes the snap, and first things first, okay, which one of these receivers should he throw to? There isn't really a good option. I mean, you could say, hey, one-on-one on the top of the screen, like maybe throw it there, but like, there isn't anything that looks like it's about to get open, right? On top of it, you have a almost unblocked player. I mean, this was not a well-blocked play here by the Giants. Which, I mean, I keep talking about the offensive line here. We probably should it probably should be mentioned that, like, I'm sure part of this is just the Eagles are very good at, rushing the passer. Because, like, the Giants' offensive line's blocked pretty well this year. This was a bad game by them. But still, Jones, nowhere to go with the football, immediate pressure. Actually kind of gets around one block, but then gets tackled by another Eagles player. Hey, Eagles defense played well, right? You got to give them credit. But again, like, listen, I'm not a Daniel Jones apologist here, but like, there was a lot of issues going on for the Giants. So yeah, I mean, listen, like, again, I'm not going to sit here and pound a table in defense of Daniel Jones. Like, at the end of the day, there still are plays that he could have made that he wasn't able to, and he still is, at the end of the day, not a good enough quarterback for this situation. And, part of it has to be mentioned as well. He is getting paid like a top tier, not a top tier quarterback, but close to a top tier quarterback, which makes it harder to build around him. So all that stuff has to be mentioned. But like, man, is this a mess around him right now, at least in this game. The Giants have looked better in previous games, so maybe it was just a bad matchup. But this Eagles defense, I thought, was just really dominant against this Giants offense that, as I said, has played better in previous weeks. But this was a tough situation. So again, everyone's going to blame the quarterback because that's what we do here when we talk football. Is it seems like, in every game there's only 2 players we ever bring up. Hey, I'm just as guilty as that. I mostly make quarterback videos on this channel, but again, I always try to put things in context. It is a team sport, and really the Giants offense as a whole was very poor, I thought. But yeah, those are my thoughts. What are yours? Let me know in the comments below. Always love hearing from you. And of course, as always, thanks for watching.